Joining us from Wellington, National's Paul Goldmsith and Labour's Willie Jackson. Good morning to you, gentlemen.
Kia ora.
Yeah, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Willie. Another very tough week for the Labour opposition. They made no progress. They've been banging away till 1:45 this morning. No progress.
Hang on, Goldie.
He didn't leave the bar till 1:45. Own up, Goldie.
No.
Are you in need of a sugar hit this morning, Paul Goldmsith? Because I've got one here in the form of Nicola's fudge. Look, the Taxpayers Union is having a good old crack at you guys. Are you fudging the numbers?
No, we're certainly not fudging the numbers, but look, I do struggle to understand the logic of the Taxpayers Union. Next year we'll have a choice between national-led government that's making good progress and a Labour government that would take us back with a capital gains tax, a wealth tax, you name it. They'll be taxing like crazy and spending like crazy and adding to the borrowing like crazy, and so the Taxpayers Union don't focus on them, they focus on us. So I can't figure it out, but anyway, we'll see how things go.
You're on fire this morning, Goldie. You're on fire.
Willie, is the Taxpayers Union kind of doing National a favour in that if you are going to look soft, you may as well look soft next to the architect of the mother of all budgets?
Oh, well, for a start, the Taxpayers Union is a fake union. So it's the fake Taxpayers Union putting up this nonsensical debate with Nicola and Ruth. It's a nonsensical debate. It's like two arsonists getting together, you know, looking to see what they're going to burn down. It is a shameful promotion. It's just a sham. If you want a proper debate with the best financial person in the country, Barbara Edmonds. But yeah, we do need a debate on...
She's sure to rise.
But here's the thing, we do need a debate on spending. How can you give... No, how can you give... Seriously, how do you give $14 billion? Why do you borrow for landlords? Why do you give $300 million to tobacco lobbyists? Why do you give $200 million out to petrol and oil lobbyists? This is what should be debated. See, we borrowed for a once-in-a-lifetime pandemic. We borrow for the people. These guys, they borrow for their rich mates.
Oh.
So we do need a proper debate, but we don't need a sham from the sorry there, Goldie. We don't need a sham from the fake Taxpayers Union who are just looking to promote two of the worst people in terms of finance who want to just burn down the economy. Okay. We've got Nicola responsible for sending 72,000 people overseas in the last year. A total sham from a sham government.
Right.
There you go.
I think I have to explain, Willie, I laughed because did you not catch Goldie's quip there about Barbara Edmonds' sure to rise? No?
Barbara Edmonds what?
Sure to rise, as in Edmonds baking... I mean, we've lost it as soon as
Barbara Edmonds is the best financial person in this country. She should be the next Minister of Finance. Why don't they debate with her? Too scared.
Well, nobody knows who she is, and I didn't realise she was the finance spokesperson. We haven't heard from her very much. Look, the reality is next year we're going to have a choice between going back to more tax, more spending, more debt, and an unsustainable fiscal path under Labour, or continuing with the great progress that Nicola is making in terms of getting some discipline back to our spending. And yes, no, I mean, we haven't gone full Ruth Richardson, and we haven't slammed the economy into reverse, but we're taking a moderate and careful approach, but we're actually making real progress. And the good news is as we've come to the end of this year, after a very tough couple of years, there are all the signs that the economy is starting to get cranking again. People are confident. The levels of business confidence are at high levels. And so I think there's much to celebrate as we get to the end of the year.
Goldie, you're putting the two destroyers, vandals of the economy, up for a debate. It's such a joke. Why don't you put up a principled person like Barbara Edmonds who will ask them, why are you borrowing for your landlords? Why are you borrowing for tobacco companies? Why are you borrowing for petrol and oil lobbyists? What about the normal people? Why don't you invest into the economy? Why don't you invest in employment? Young people, Goldie, you remember those people?
Yes.
You're a lot older now.
Yes.
It's a shameful debate from the fake Taxpayers Union.
All right, maybe we need to make it a three-way debate and include Barbara Edmonds, but I want to move on. Paul Goldmsith, the Fair Digital Media Bargaining Bill, it's been delayed for a while. Was it always just about Trump? Is that why you were delaying, and now are we going to see it at all?
No, I mean, I was just stating the blindingly obvious. When back in 2024, there was consideration given to some kind of deal to deal with the changing patterns of people, how you get your news and entertainment is having real impact on our local media. We were looking at the digital regime globally and seeing what happened in Australia. But yes, I mean, obviously with the new US government, there has been a real focus on tariffs and global situation has been unsettled. And so like everybody would expect, we've been taking a more cautious approach. It doesn't mean we're not still following the debate closely. The Australians are doing things slightly differently in the last month or so, and we're keeping a close eye on it.
What's Plan B, though, if not the current bill? What's Plan B?
Well,
nothing.
The most important thing we can do for the broader media in New Zealand is to get the economy going strong, so people buy advertising again, and which is how commercial radio and
really, because all the advertising dollars are going to the social media platforms, which was kind of the issue that this bill was aimed at. Willie, what should Plan B be?
Well, not all of the dollars, and it's not such a straightforward thing as you lay out. And so what we're doing is being cautious about that, but we're continuing to follow it. And you know, look, we've been very busy. And I mean, one of the things that we've done is change the out-of-date rules around Sunday advertising, which the previous government didn't do.
They rolled out our legislation,
and we haven't sort of gone off on terrible sidetracks like spending $20 million on a failed TVNZ RNZ.
Do I get a say here? I did bring this bill in.
No, you did.
You're right, Willie.
Succeed,
you're right. You were the previous minister here. So what should we be doing if not what's currently? If we're just watching and waiting, that doesn't actually change anything. What should we be doing?
Well, I'm really disappointed in Goldie. He showed a lot of promise, you know, and what we need here is he needs to embrace a bit of the courage that Australia has shown with these kids, you know, being banned from social media. Don't wait for what Trumpy's saying. You know, old Trumpy's saying, I'll come after you if you go after the big companies. Goldie goes, okay, Trumpy, we're going to stop the digital bargaining bill. It's all over. He needs to show the courage of Australia, who have banned kids from social media under 16. That's what we need. We need a government with courage, not a government who'll do nothing. Digital bargaining bill would have been great for the small people, would have been great for a lot of your mates who lost their jobs, would have brought some equity, fairness in terms of journalist companies who need to get something back from these big companies who take every little cent. But poor Goldie lost his courage, like this gutless Wanda government, you know, who decided that they will just get on the side of the rich and forget about people at ground level. And that's what you've done, Goldie.
No, I think you've let yourself down with those arguments.
You've lost your courage. You've lost your courage.
No. We're just...
Be like Albo.
We're being thoughtful and careful and moderate, like most people would expect us to be in quite a tricky global situation.
Yeah, that's right. Do nothing. They're the do-nothing government. Look after their mates, the tobacco lobbyists. Hold on, Willie. That's what it's all about.
Before we wrap things up, I want to talk about NCEA. Were you moving too fast, and that's why you've had to delay the decision as to whether to scrap it, Paul Goldmsith?
Well, I'm surprised that this is an issue in the sense that there was a huge amount of feedback on the issues, and we're taking time to work our way through that a little bit, taking a little bit more time to work our way through that, but we're still very determined to replace NCA. I mean, what are the fundamentals of education? First, you've got to get the kids to school. We had a total truancy crisis that we're now getting on top of. Secondly, you've got to have a world-class curriculum that prepares them to succeed in a modern world. And that's what we're focused on by changing the NCA. And I think there's huge support for that, but we want to get it right. And so there's been a large number of submissions. We're working our way through it, and we're still on track to make those changes.
That's fair enough, isn't it, Willie? They're listening.
Right? That's the other one, right?
Hey?
That's fair enough, isn't it,
Willie? Can I just thank Willow Jean?
They are listening.
No, they're not listening.
And Willie gets sidetracked by little issues and doesn't focus on the main issues.
Yeah, that's right.
Main issues that we're focused on much better maths, education, reading.
And never mind the Maoris and the treaty. I want to congratulate Willow Jean Prime. You know, she's done a terrific job. She's our education spokesperson. Fantastic job keeping the pressure on Erica, who's just been a disaster in the last few weeks. And this is another example of the disaster. When you don't consult the industry, when you just go to a few of your your mates and try and change something that has been entrenched in the New Zealand system for a couple of decades now, for a long time now, and now you come back to this. I'm glad they've put it on hold, but start talking with the people. Start talking with Willow Jean, who's starting to really upset your minister in the House, just like you, how Reuben Davidson dealt to you in the House the other day. Oh, geez, you're all at sea, you know.
Like a toothless rabbit.
These guys are crumbling in the House. So well done to Labour. What a great year for us. Magnificent Chippy, he's on top, got 45% support in the poll the other night. Labour's on fire at the moment.
All right, thank you both.
That the fact that they get out of bed and have another go every day.
Paul
Every day.
Goldmsith and
Anyway, you have a
Willie
good Christmas.
Jackson. Thank you very much to you
Have
both.
a good Christmas.
You too. We will be
All
back
the
on air next week though, so we'll hope to see some of you at least again. But Merry Christmas from me, because it'll be someone else filling in next week.